Alright, today we are gonna judge the trailer of the Backrooms movie, which is yet to come into the theaters in 29th May. So, can a viral YouTube creepypasta actually survive a transition to a full-length cinema screen? Or is it just another corporate cash grab riding on internet trends? Let's lay out the evidences.
Audio Jungle.
What exactly are backrooms? Backrooms are an endless maze of empty rooms that resemble an office or storage space, illuminated by harsh fluorescent light and decorated from floor to ceiling in sickly yellow. There is no location for the backrooms that exists outside of space and time, accessed by no clipping through floor or wall, as though reality contains glitchy and unstable corners like a video game. The backroom space is devoid of human life, but inhabited by unseen entities that give the unfortunate visitors the feeling that they are being watched or followed. How it all started, first of all. So, like you all know, it all started with a picture by an YouTuber of a hall-like uh, hall-like way which has sickly yellow wallpaper all over it and few lights at the ceiling, and this started a buzz in the internet. People started creating random stories and all lores about it, as why not? This is creepypasta and people take advantage of it to create many lores that significantly became the movie right now, which is being directed and which is gonna debut the pop industry and Hollywood industry for the first time. It's the first time a YouTuber has grown so much big that they have entered into the cinema of Hollywood, and it makes me really happy because real talents are being noticed in Hollywood right now. Now, let's take a look at the trailer of The Backrooms. This trailer is really addicting. This backroom movie is based on scientific horror, and the trailer justifies it. So, let me explain. If you haven't watched the trailer, here's the gist of it. The trailer is about the main character who owns a furniture shop, and he no clips through the furniture shop's wall through the back room. At first, the thing that concerned me most is backrooms as of that has been explored by the internet till now. It has been explored only by professional cameramen or skilled people, as shown by the YouTube short films till this date. But this movie has changed the perspective. Instead of making skilled people explore the back rooms, it is the ordinary men like you and me exploring the back room. So, this is one of the advantage of the backrooms movie, because it gives the watcher, the audience, the perspective of themselves, like how you and I would feel, rather than some skilled professional who knows all the things about backroom, who knows all the A to Z about backrooms exploring it. Because if a people who's a master of knowing these things explores this, there's no interest in it. Like he just goes, oh, this is this and this is that, this is this entity, and I know this the Hello Kitty room. Like, what's the suspense in it, right? But if a person like the protagonist of this story, Clark, explores the back room by himself, who does not even know a single word about what the back room is. Like, you can notice from the trailer, Clark goes to see his therapist, and he says that he found something in his furniture shop, and he doesn't even know the name the back rooms, but instead he tells that it's just a room, which is a play with the words I would tell, because just it shows that Clark is an ordinary person, and the audience have a lot of things to be wait and watch. And also we got a snippet from the trailer, I would tell, because as far as I've explored about backrooms and its theories, backroom always keeps shifting its entrances and the way of no clipping through it by time to time, as the backroom is out of space and time. It does not obey the laws of time and space. But in the trailer, the protagonist Clark, he tells that since the day I found the backroom uh, entrance, I've been entering through it all day and night, but I haven't scraped the top layer of it. But this is weird, because as a person who's really fond of exploring the backrooms, I actually thought the entrance would have changed right after Clark entered it. But decoding the trailer, it's more like Clark enters the backroom once, because he has no idea of what a backroom is. He sees a stripe of light on the wall of his furniture shop, and then he touches the wall, which allows him to no clip into the back rooms. After that, um, from decoding the trailer, we can say that he somehow finds a way out of the back room, and then later he goes to a psychiatrist or therapist who's the female lead of this film. So she, as you know, the therapist, she thinks Clark is just buffing around, and he's speaking nonsense about the no clipping into the back rooms, and even Clark does not know where he no clipped through. This gives an evidence to the therapist that Clark is lying, or he just might be mentally disturbed. Okay, second of all, we gotta speak about the foreign language which is being played on the loudspeaker inside the back room when Clark is being no clipped to the back room from his furniture shop. This gives us an idea that this justifies the fact that backroom does not obey the time and space. It contains entities or even other human beings from alternate universes, and all the theories, the speculations is justified by this teaser. And then when Clark walks over, the foreign language is being played at the background, and he notices a woman's figure standing right in front of him, though we cannot see if that's an entity or it's another human being stuck in the back room from the reality or from another alternate universe. It is clear that this is gonna be a jump scare in the movie. But according to me, while decoding the trailer, I can visualize that this has a 99% chance of being an entity, because the humans meeting each other in a back room is a rare event, as the back rooms keep shifting you in places and does not allow you to find the exit out of it, and also does not allow you to find another human inside the back room. And then in the next clip, we can see that Clark somehow exits from the back room after all the horrifying events, and then he goes to meet a psychiatrist who's the female lead of the story. And we can see that how the psychiatrist has a piece of paper of all the blueprint of the places Clark has explored in the back room. So in this trailer, all the scenes have been jumbled up. I'll be connecting all the scenes at the end of this video to make a full sense of what this backroom movie will be. So in the next clip, we're seeing a person with a camera, which is the OG start of the backroom movie. Like the everything, the story and the lore of this backrooms started with a first-person narration of a cameraman who no clips through from reality to the backrooms, and then he records everything whatever he sees. So I think this a scene was made to give a reference to the OG short film of the backrooms. And then we are seeing when the person with the camera, or this might be Clark or some other person of his friend or family member with the camera, but it is pretty sure that Clark is the protagonist of the story. And when they enter the back rooms, I can notice a Christmas tree which has been lit up in the place, and a creepy doll which has been lying on the place, which gives us the evidence that the back rooms um, has shifted a lot of inanimate objects from reality or any alternate universes to the back room, because no clipping from reality to the backrooms by human is a rare event, but no clipping an inanimate object is clearly very easy, which means the backroom has got all its things from all the realities which has been it's connected. So in the next clip, as we saw earlier, a person was standing with a camera, and Clark and another girl who has been with Clark, they both are tying a rope to the person who has the camera, and then from here the first person narration starts, and we notice that Clark says that he barely scratched the surface. This also justifies the theory which has been said by many YouTubers and articles that backroom is an endless maze and it keeps growing and growing every single minute, and time too does not work in backrooms. And then a shift from the current um, tying rope scene to the exploring of backroom switches, where a glitch transition is used to show that no clipping has happened from reality to the backrooms. And when the person was exploring the backrooms, suddenly he noticed that all the things were upside down. Like he was standing on the floor, and when the cameraman lifted the camera up, and he noticed it was another hallway which is attached to it, which means the back room kept growing and growing with no possible exits or entrances. And then suddenly the next scene switches, where the cameraman who's having, I think he saw something scary, or it must have been an entity, and he gets scared and frightened, and he's asking the protagonist Clark and the girl who is standing with him to pull up the rope. And where I'm not sure of what he saw, this might have been entity, uh, like entity we have discussed and we have seen on many YouTube videos. This might have frightened a person who does not even know about it. So he's being pulled up again outside. And then we see many different places inside the back rooms. This is probably the first level of the back room, because there are n number of levels, but this is the first level. It has the yellow share all over it, and it is the long hallway. So they are in the safe level as of now in the beginning of the movie, but as the movie continues the perspective might shift. They might even enter to high level of back rooms, or might even escape from it. So here's the tea. The next clip shows a clerk walking inside a room of a back room where he's been tied with the rope, and a person is watching all of this from a monitor, and it has the date 06/20/29/1990. So this gives us an understanding that the backroom movie is happening in the year 90s rather than the early 20s, which justifies the camera which was being used in the trailer, and the time also is shown in the monitor. But I think this may lead to another part of the back room, because what if the person who's watching all of this thing of Clark entering into the back room was the mastermind behind all of the back rooms, and what if he's the one who created it? What if the person who's watching all of this uh, intentionally created backroom just to no clip people into this and make them suffocate? And then in the next clip we see the person with the wearing the yellow jackets which is fully covering them, and as far as we have seen in all the theories of YouTube videos, these persons were probably good souls who are actually humans, or they might also be an entity, we don't know. If they are humans, they help the people who get stuck in the back room and help them exit from here. But in the scene which has been shown in the trailer, the two the men wearing yellow coat and the man wearing green coat are having a battle between them. They are quarreling, and this might have been because they wanted to help a clerk or some other person or the therapist who has gotten into the back room, but they might have been stopped by the person who was looking at the monitor, who was the mastermind behind it. And then next, Clark, as we seen before, he visited the therapist or psychiatrist of him, and the psychiatrist initially did not believe at what Clark saw. But then later she notices entrance like thing drawn in her uh, room, and then she touches it, and then she no clips into the back rooms. And then we are almost at the end of the trailer, and here's the most horrifying part. The therapist, she is full of injuries, and her clothes are crumbled and it's full of blood, and she's running for her life as the walls beside her starts to shrink soon. As the theory of backroom states, the walls are living and the walls breathe, and this trailer justifies it. As the walls are living, it is trying to kill the people who are entering into it and trying not to leave them escape the backroom alive. So now, since we have completed decoding the trailer, let me rejumble all the clips which we have seen in the trailer so that it makes sense on what is the storyline of the movie Backroom is. So initially, Clark is owner of a furniture showroom, and then he discovers a beam of light that is passing through his wall, and curious, he decided to investigate what it is, and he touches through it, and then he no clips into the back rooms. So this is gonna be the intro of the Backrooms movie. And later he explores the entire thing. He tries to find the exit of it. Before finding the exit of it, he finds the foreign language which is being played in the loudspeaker, and a woman like entity which was standing there. Terrified by the entity, he tries to find the exit, where he searches through the walls for the exit from where he came through, but he is unable to find it. After having a rough time, he finally finds the exit and no clips back to the reality. So this makes him wonder on what this thing is, and he decides to find out what the rooms on which he actually entered is. So he spends every night to go back to the back room. He ties a rope on himself, and he probably gets help from his friends or family members to explore it. And then he enters the back room. He gets camera from his neighbors, and he records each and everything he notices. He from all the things present in the back room. That's the place where he noticed even a seagull which has been no clipped from reality to the back rooms. And then he spends each and every night exploring the back rooms and making a blueprint of it. And the next thing might even be true, because the family members or his friends might have been worried about his state of telling that he visited a room which had all the weird entities. So this might have concerned them, and because of this they might have asked him to visit a therapist. So that's why he took all his blueprint, and then he visited a therapist to prove that he's not wrong and he's true and he's telling the truth on what he saw. The therapist is not convinced about it, and then later the therapist herself no clips from reality to the back room from her office. So then the next second half, this is going to be the first half of the story, while the second half of the story is going to be about how the psychiatrist and the protagonist Clark and probably the family members or friends, how are they going to escape the back rooms and no clip back to the reality. So this is my thought of what this movie The Backroom is going to be, and I'm really excited for this movie, as this has been my childhood, like exploring about backrooms in internet. So it has made me so curious actually. So what do you guys think? How are you guys excited for this movie? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. See you later, guys. Bye.